The infamous portfolio loans. Now, if you've been actually investing in real estate for a little while or been researching real estate, what you're going to find is some people say, well, why don't you just get a portfolio loan? Or how do I get portfolio loans? Or you might think, man, portfolio loans, everybody talks about them, but who gets them? Well, I'm going to demystify that because I actually fell into that trap. Like, man, what's a portfolio loan? How do you get them? It's actually not as hard or as complicated as it might sound. Portfolio loans are fantastic ways. In fact, I've done it many times to buy real estate, and I'll walk you through exactly how to do this. Now, this is the 8th video in a long list of 14 different ways to get funding or get financing to invest in real estate. I have an entire video showing you and walking you through all 14 different ways. Check in the comment card right there or check in the description for that video where I literally give you all 14 different ways. I personally used all 14 different ways to invest in real estate, as well as my students have done this over and over again. So check out that video because you want to see all of them. And hey guys, my name is Dustin Heiner with Master Passive Income, and I want to show you how to quit that JOB, that just over broke job, by investing in real estate rental property so you never ever have to work a job again and be successfully unemployed. Now, when we're talking about portfolio loans, what it really comes down to is a bank going to sell off the loan to somebody else, or are they going to keep it themselves? And I will give you some pro tips on how to find portfolio loans, how to actually acquire them or get them and utilize them for your investing. So in the end of the video, I will show you how to do that as well. Now, what a portfolio loan is. In fact, before I get to a portfolio loan, I'll tell you what an actual loan broker actually does. A mortgage broker or a bank, what they do, even Chase Bank or big banks, what they do is they lend out money, and then, boil it down really quickly, they sell it to something else. They sell it to another institution. They sell it to Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac, the government entities that actually gobbles up all these mortgages. 70% of all loans are gobbled up by Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac. And so what banks normally do is they would give that loan or sell that loan to another company, another bank, another institution. They would make money. Now, if you got a mortgage from, let's say, Chase Bank, they would sell it to somebody else, but they would still service, which means they would take the money, pay them, and then make sure everything's done. They'll still service the account, so they'll make money in the servicing, but they'll also make money in selling that off to something else, another institution. What a portfolio lender is, it's a bank or an institution that's actually lending their own money. As simple as it sounds, it's their own portfolio. Let's say you're an artist. You're painting a bunch of things and you have a bunch of paintings all over your house. Well, as people are walking through, they say, well, can we see your portfolio? Yeah, this is my portfolio. This is my painting here. This is my painting there. That's my painting there. That's my portfolio. It's something that I've done in the past, and this is what I can show. Same thing with banks or lending institutions. Even local credit unions actually keep loans themselves and keep it as their portfolio. Now, if you call it banks, I literally did this. Hey, do you have portfolio loans? Trying to ask them basically, like, do you have one? Like this sounds really interesting. How do I do it? But they would say, no, not really. Or yes, we do. But they wouldn't tell you exactly what it was. What it really comes down to, are they going to lend their own money and hold it as a portfolio? Now, the reason why you want to utilize portfolio loans is because you get into a relationship with a bank. Let's say you're investing in a certain city. And remember, we invest everywhere, all over the country. If you've been listening to me for very long, you know that we at Master Passive Income, we invest all over the country. We have many different banks all over the country, different states and everything. And so you're talking to one bank and you're asking them, well, I want to work with you. I want to basically borrow money from you and then pay you back with a lot of money and interest. When you're doing that, what you're doing is getting a relationship with them. Now, if it's a local credit union or a regional bank, what they would say is, well, yes, we'll lend you money. And that's the first time they lend you money. As you make your payments, you're going to be looked at as a very credible, like you can pay the money back, a credible borrower. So they want to lend you even more money. And they are saying, you know what, this Dustin guy, he actually borrows money and then pays it back. Let's keep lending him money because his business is working really well. So the portfolio loan is actually where the bank is saying, I'm betting on you as the customer, the borrower. I'm going to utilize you so that you can actually borrow that money, make me more money, and then let you borrow more money on top of that. So the bank is actually holding onto that portfolio. Now, I'm going to give you some tips on how to actually get some portfolio loans. The first one, I kind of alluded to it already, is the local banks, the regional banks, the ones that are not nationwide. In fact, Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, they will not do portfolio loans. At least they told me that. They will not do portfolio loans. But what are great about portfolio loans is because they do business with you over and over again. It makes the process so much more simple to get that next loan when you already have a relationship with that company. They already know you're going to make them money. So then I say, you know what? That's great. Let's just make sure your numbers are all like, we already borrowed me from me once. Let me just make sure all your income looks the same. You're not declared bankruptcy or had any problems. Then we can lend you money again. A tip to get portfolio loans is to call up local institutions, local credit unions, regional banks that are really, really just a small little bank, and talk to them about their lending habits and what they lend for. As you're doing that, what you want to be talking to them about is, are you going to keep this or are you going to sell it to somebody else? Because I want to keep doing business with you. I love keeping the money. You could be saying this. I love keeping the money in the area. I want this area to grow. I don't want it to go to some big bank and, or Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. I want you guys to grow as well. So do you guys have that? So as you're asking for that, they're going to be listening and liking that because they're going to say that this guy's looking out for our interest, which is great. So you want to be looking for portfolio loans that are going to basically help you to grow your business because you have established a great relationship with a great bank and you don't miss your payments. You make sure that they make money. They will make sure that you make money. And remember, this is one of 14 different ways. Check out that video on how to do that. And also subscribe to my channel. Smash that like button and that notification bell because I just love telling people how to invest in real estate because this is something that everybody can do. You can do it. If I did it, literally you can do it. I have so many students that are doing this. Get my real estate investing course absolutely for free. If you look in the description for masterpassiveincome.com/free course, I will literally give you my free real estate investing course. Or you can even text the word rental to 33777. And that text literally comes to me too. I will send you my free real estate investing course. And you guys don't forget to watch that video of 14 different ways. It's right here. Click this button right here, the 14 different ways to invest and get funding for your investing properties. I'll see you in the next one.